So today I'm going to go into the long form of D&D Felt Marshals and figuring out a little extra research to catch up. Kind of burnt my books about a year and a half ago now, so I don't have them. So I had to do a bunch of research to make sure I was on point with this one. But I found 20 things that not only will we be solving in our 5e supplement called the Definitive Edition, we also have fixed in much more not complicated, but much more impressive ways, we'll say, in the D20 core system. So, do come check out our system chats on the D20 core system stuff and see how we're handling stuff there. Or check out our community post and find the one where we're talking about the playtest document. And come tell us what you think of it. Let us know down below what you think I missed or could have said better, or if you think you disagree with something. I'd love to talk with you down below in the comments about it. But first off, marshals just literally have no bonus to like climbing, jumping, or swimming. It's interesting. Like, you could be a weak little mage and climb as easy because you just have a climbing speed. You can move the same amount of distance. It's kind of weird. They lack out of combat abilities. It's like, yeah, they can do anything with tools and skills that they have, but where is the marshal's ability to register, that guy's a fighter, or this weapon's been used, or where's their knowledge of being a marshal? It's just kind of completely lacking. We fixed this with what we've called ranked advantages. So in certain checks, for certain purposes, you will actually have a bonus to your rolls just simply because of your class, your background, your subclass, all sorts of stuff. And these just add a whole nother realm of stuff outside of combat your characters can do. And marshals normally in D&D severely lack any of this. I mean, you can say tools and skills, but that's not really class abilities outside of combat. That's just tools and skills, and anyone can have those. There is no extra movement compared to mages. Like, I know I was talking about the swim, jump, and climb earlier, but just basic movement speed in combat. For whatever reason, a marshal can't move more than a mage. Like, how can a mage keep up with me if they're literally not an athletic character? It's just a little weird that there's not a movement bonus of different types for marshals compared to other classes. It's a little weird. Same number of opportunity attacks. Like, what do you mean everyone can move as quickly and as often as a marshal and react as quick? Like, are you telling me that every wizard is somehow like Gandalf and has the sword fighting capabilities of Aragorn? Like, come on now. That's really not a good... Oh yeah, they cannot counterattack. Like, what? Man, there's a lot of old samurai movies that really focus on the fact that, like, you ever seen two martial characters or swordsmen, martial artists, whatever, staring at each other, and you see the flashes of how the combat fight could go, and then they go forward and then one drops? Yeah, that was probably a counterattack. It's that built in to certain presentations of different fighting styles, different cultures specifically. High AC doesn't favor marshals. It's a little weird that you as a caster by about level 10 to 12 can start having a better or close to AC, and then like with stuff like shield, you can surpass it pretty easily, or at least match it depending on your build. And it's like, that should never be. A mage should never be as hard to hit as a marshal. Or at least be able to soak as much damage because of the armor. Like, see, if AC is supposed to represent damage, soak, and you dodging, then it shouldn't favor the mages at all. And it should treat marshals better than half marshals. But that's not what they did. But then again, gives us the opportunity to fix it. So let's see, weapons don't upgrade or grow in damage like higher level spells. So if I get my sword, I can get a +1, 2, or 3 to it. I can find a magical one that has fire or ice or lightning. But my damage doesn't go up in any other way besides my modifier. But you can, if I have that sword by level 5, by level 15, it's worthless compared to the spells that are available. And you might be like, but you're not like losing out on their resources and stuff like that. And I'm like, guy, that shouldn't be a problem. The fact that everybody can't do everything they can do for an equal or close to amount of time before everyone has to reset and rest, it's a game flaw. It's a mechanics design fail. That is not a game master fail. That is a design mistake. So those of you out there that have been trying to defend it in my comments on the shorts, stop it. You're just looking stupid. You're trying to defend WotC. You're trying to defend Hasbro. Stop. Like, these people intentionally did this in the design schemes. You know, marshals and mages were done this way according to the 2 lead designers of D&D to make it to where it's harder for everyone to die, and the power fantasy thing. And, you know, it's just not my thing. I'd like it a bit more deadly, and I don't like mages to be the gods of combat by level 10 to 12. I mean, what's the point of a fighter and barbarian if the mages can literally take a sword thing, like, I don't remember the name of it, but there's a few magical sword classes where you produce a weapon and can do damage, and at that point, you're doing better damage routinely than martials, so what's the point? Opportunity attacks don't require martial training or proficiencies. Like, I've always found that weird that the same opportunity and skill that a martial can do with an opportunity attack is just somehow present for a mage as well. Like, why can a wizard use pull off an opportunity attack as easy as a trained fighter? It just doesn't make sense. Martial-based feats aren't limited to martials only. Like, why are you allowing martial feats for non-martials? It's a little weird. They should have kind of like grouping or category of classes or type of class based feats, and you should have generic ones. But, you know, that's what they did, and you can see the problems it can cause. Extra attacks doesn't match the damage per turn growth of spells. Fuck no, it doesn't. I don't care what you say. By the time you get 3rd level spells Fireball, it's 8d6. Are you kidding me? Martials aren't keeping up with that. Especially from the fact that all you have to do is take an action surge and you can double Fireball in a turn. Like, what? No comparison. Like, the people that go, but martials just need to build, be the guys that once the mages have run out of mana, it's like you're a shitty game master. If that is your opinion of how to handle it, you just suck. I'm sorry, but that means it's not fun for the mages. They're having to not cast as often. Why say that mages should cast less often because they have to spread out their spell slots as a good solution compared to just designing the game more balanced? Like, why does everyone want to argue against a balanced system? Is it because y'all accept that D&D just can't balance? I mean, I'll agree with you. But then again, you want to see how to balance a 5e system? Be on the lookout for our definitive edition. All weapons are just damage, no techniques or weapon skills. Like, yeah, man, it's such a groundbreaking thing. Weapons aren't the same. They're not just a damage roll. It's like, I don't see how 5e missed this. It's really simple. Sorry if you didn't catch the sarcasm, but it's too simple to say that a flail actually goes around your shield, so the AC bonus wouldn't actually matter to the flail. But, you can see how we fixed all this in our definitive edition, or even better, see how we improved upon what is possible even within the D20 5e styled system with our D20 core system. If you like the improvements we're talking about, the complaints I'm making you're agreeing with, you might be interested in our D20 core system. I'd recommend for you to come check it out. Tell me down below what you think about it. And hey, if you can think of something we should improve, go ahead and let us know. Spells make weapons unidentifiable because it's just damage. They're too similar. And it's like, yeah, you basically pick a weapon and kind of forget about it except for what modifier it is and what damage die it is. You don't actually switch weapons like you would spells, and our D20 core system will intentionally continue to design weapons to have different abilities and training features to where they actually are requiring you to carry multiple weapons around in different purposes. Like, you're not swinging the, big two-handed sword in the hallway, so you might want to get something like a gladius or a short sword, But it's diversification. It's a bit of realism. Our core concept is we want you to get good, but we start it easy with only our untrained rules. You can work your way up to master rules. Unarmed sucks, and it's only monk. Yeah. No, I have a whole video on, I guess, short on unarmed sucks, but I will be doing a specific one of these long form ones on unarmed and go into detail, and I'm going to shred, not necessarily the monk, but the concept of saying hand-to-hand is only good unless it has energy. And that's kind of insulting. Like, what does that mean about Daredevil? He fights people with guns and blades all the time. We're trying to play a fantasy. I don't care if it's realistic or not. Casting spells isn't realistic. Transforming into a freaking bear isn't realistic. Let's get with the fact that this is a fantasy game, and some of people out there want to play the unarmed badass fighter. You should have a system that allows for that, and not saying that every type of unarmed has to be some type of martial arts. It's kind of stupid. Magic equipment shouldn't be the solve of the martial caster divide, and that's all I really have to say there. Except to reference that Pathfinder 2e even failed martials in this regard. They went, well, we're going to give you weapon runes to improve your weapon abilities and stuff like, oh, so magic. You're using magic to fix martials. Good cop-out. I guess that's your way of admitting that both D&D 5e and Pathfinder 2e can't figure out how to make a balanced martial character that's not a monk and actually is potent. There's also no archery or throwing weapon classes, and it's just like, what? Like, why did we remove the archer so that the ranger and fighter could be it? Like, come on, man. I want some actual features for my archery, not just, a fighting style that gives me some, like a few bonuses. I mean, like, I want a whole class around archery. I want subclasses for archery. Like, why did we remove that as a class? That used to be one. But yeah, in our definitive edition, I brought the total up to close to 40 or more. So I can't wait for y'all to check out that. I know everyone likes options, but now you'll be able to pick what type of school of magic or what type of fighting you like, and you'll actually get features that back them. Grappling is just grabbing. Yeah. If I can grapple you successfully, you can just turn around and hit me because, yeah, you lost all your movement speed, but if I can grapple you, you can hit me from that distance, so it's pointless. I should have just walked up and hit you. Knocking prone is pointless because, yeah, again, if I knock you prone, I just use my main action. It's your turn now. You're going to stand up and you're going to hit me. Even though you lost all your movement speed to stand up from prone, you're still going to hit me, so why didn't I just walk up and hit you? Mounts don't add to melee damage because WotC doesn't understand physics. Flanking is underwhelming. Like, woohoo, you give me advantage. But what about if I got you surrounded and flanked by like 5 people, not just one on either side of you? Shouldn't there be an advantage? Shouldn't there be more of a bonus? I don't know. Tell me what you think down below. But that's 20 things that D&D failed martials specifically on. I'd love for you to come check out our D20 core system video on our martials and check out our playtesting document. Right now, we have the combatant, archer, and the martialist. So this is our version of an unarmed fighter. Obviously, archery is archery. And our combatant is our version of the fighter. But also as well, look out for any information. I'm getting a lot of attention about the 5e supplement idea. So I'm going to go ahead and plan, probably going to be a few weeks from now. I'm working through a list and I'm going to go through and make a long form on everything we've got to offer, as well as a short highlighting some of the top key points about it. But till next time, catch you later.